We are about to go on a city tour, a tour where we're gonna explore every single nook and cranny of Sydney, Australia. Really excited for this. I think it's gonna be a great one. So basically, we're currently mid-tour right now, but I wanted to take you guys along and show you guys what we're learning today. This is basically Sydney Town Hall, and there's this cathedral right here from the 1800s. It's supposed to be a vast history of things right here. Nikaya, what are your thoughts about this specific area?
Well, it's not as old as you think. It's only built in 1850s, which isn't really that old compared to things in London. But it's still very fascinating.
Yeah.
And definitely a lot more history than America, that's for sure.
True. And this is actually built on George Street. So this is George Street. I believe this is the oldest street out here in Sydney. This is the first one. Basically, this is a town hall, another angle if you guys would like to see. But basically, this was the British trying to turn this into England. And this is just an example of that. So here we are with the beautiful statue of Queen Victoria. It's a fantastic statue right here. Technically, it's a loan from, I believe, the British government, but I don't believe they're gonna give it back. So currently, we are surrounded by Westfield Mall. It's the largest mall out here in Sydney, and per our tour guide, it's very expensive. It has a lot of great luxury brands. So if you're interested in shopping, this is the place to go.
So it's actually the mall with the most expensive real estate to have a shop in there in the world.
Wow, most expensive real estate to have a shop in the world. I mean, what a crazy thing.
That's according to our tour guide, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, you can't believe the tour guides, but I mean, you can believe him like most of the time. So we're gonna believe him right now. But this is pretty crazy. All right, guys, we are currently en route to Hyde Park, and these are our current views right now. About to go explore some park nature, explore the history behind Hyde Park. Just learn a lot about what's out there. And Kaya, what are your thoughts?
Excited.
All right, Hyde Park, baby, let's do this. Just got a little debrief on the history of Hyde Park and how it affected Australia and how it's connected towards the deep roots of Australia. We learned that this is St. Mary's Cathedral, and this fountain was French-based. Nikaya, are you able to debrief us a little bit on how that explanation was?
So basically, there was a guy named John something, and he was obsessed with the French.
Yes.
So he changed his name to Jean Français. and his dying wish was to use all his money to build a French Roman historical fountain. So that was his dying wish, to use all his money for.
And that is exactly what we're watching right now. So currently I'm standing in front of the Hyde Park Barracks. This is basically made for the people who were sent here from England, the convicts. A lot of the times they started committing crimes out here as well. So eventually in about 1819, they decided to build this bad boy right here and put all the convicts in here. And right in front of it, we've got the oldest church in Sydney to this date, with some beautiful flowers and that greenery looks crazy as well. So currently we are hanging out in the financial district of Sydney. The crazy thing about this specific area is that this is the exact place where in 1910, people were enlisting to go to World War I. What a crazy place it is. And that's why a lot of the times you do see a lot of these crazy war-themed statues right here. I'm not exactly sure about the history of these, but This is pretty wild. I mean, another crazy thing is that this well, I guess it used to be their post office, and they wanted this specific tower to look like London's Tower Eye.
Big Ben.
Oh, London's Big Ben. So
Clock house.
it's the clock house, and I mean, it doesn't really look that much like it. Currently, we are exploring this temporary art piece that's supposed to be installed temporarily. It started in 2009, but it has been here for, I mean, quite a while now. The crazy thing about this is that this is called angel wings, and these empty bird cages basically symbolize the type of bird species that used to live in the city and cannot live anymore. I mean, I think it's a pretty great gesture, and I really like it. I think it's great. Currently hanging out in Australia Square. We just went inside and got ourselves an amazing mocha hot chocolate / hot latte. Not exactly sure what exactly it was, but
It's a coffee. It's a mocha, hot mocha. So it's just dark chocolate, oat milk, and coffee.
all right, dark chocolate, oat milk, and coffee. It sounds like a recipe for an amazing drink to me. I mean, this is actually a very fantastic. I mean, I'd say it's a hidden gem, and we're for sure gonna come back and eat some more great stuff, and you know, experience a lot more out here. Australia Square, amazing vibes. So currently we're in front of this little anchor situation that's going on right here. The history behind this thing is that basically this was one of the fastest ships back in I don't know, whenever there was a famine down here, and it basically sank, and a lot of the supply runs that this ship used to do were just not able to happen. So this was an ultimate blow for a lot of people out here in Sydney. So I'm basically just more on the historical side of things. Another crazy thing is that this is supposed to be a very interesting art installation. It's very small, but I mean, it's kind of cool. And just finished the historical tour of Sydney. Had a great time, learned a lot about every single building that's out there, the history behind it, about the people who started Sydney, and specifically Australia. And I mean, I have to say, I feel a lot more educated than I was before. How would you rate this tour, Nakaya?
Well, it wasn't a bad tour. I feel like I'd give it a 5.
Okay, 5 out of 5.
5 out of 10.
Okay, 5 out of 10, 50% pass rate. Okay.
50%.
Okay.
What I liked about it was just kind of the history. What I didn't like about it was the history wasn't fascinating enough for me.
Yeah.
The tour we did yesterday, which was more about like murder mysteries and convicts, I
Yeah.
feel like that was more entertaining. This one was more historical
And educational.
Educational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for my review, I think it would have to be about a 6.8 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like I was able to learn a lot just about the history of Sydney, history of a lot of the buildings that we were going into, and I mean, just the general gist of what Sydney is all about. For the past 2 days, we have been walking around in a lot of these buildings, just not knowing the historical significance behind it. But now, we do have the ability to do that. Alrighty, on that note, we're gonna go ahead and finish this video off. I hope you guys enjoyed this video a lot, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.